Hi everyone. So it's still a few minutes before we start the class, but I just wanted to jump in and say hi. For today's class, it would be, and if you have a yoga belt as well, you might need it. There is a chance that some of you will not need the strap or the belt, but we don't know until we start. So.
Bloccato.
So hi everyone. A few minutes before we start the class. In the meantime.
Vai, di tecnica riesci. Aspetta, non torna.
Okay, everybody. We just had some technical issues, but we're gonna go ahead now. I hope you can hear me fine. So what I was saying earlier, when I thought it was sound, but it wasn't, is that it would be really good for you to have a block and a strap today. Now, if you don't have a strap, you can use anything. It could be even just a t-shirt or a small towel, just literally anything. So I'm going to leave you a minute from now just to go get whatever you need. But for those of you who already have everything you need, so I wanted to let you know, and I'll remind everybody at the end, that we have a poll that we've created for you to let us know when you would like the class next week, because as you know, next Sunday is Easter. So I wanted to know if you prefer the class to be on the Saturday, or on the Easter Sunday, or Easter Monday. So if you could go on the video description, just click on the link for the poll and let me know when you would like the class next week. Then once I have all the votes, I will let you know on my website and in all my social media as well, on my newsletter. So you will find out when the next class is. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you could do it, that would be amazing. We'll start the class in about a few seconds, so see you in just a few seconds.
Accendila, veloce, live.
Okay, so for those of you who would like to practice with music, you can click in the link in the description below and play the playlist I recommend, or you can just simply put your own music on. So if you want to start your music, and then we'll begin the class now. So today, to start the class, let's lie down on our backs. We'll have the knees bent, the feet a little wider than your hips, and the knees touching. For a moment, the arms relaxed alongside the body, the eyes closed. Just give yourself a moment here to arrive. And let the eyes soften. The skin of the face relax. And then we'll stay in this position, but just simply bring your arms on the level of the shoulders and bend the elbows at 90 degrees. So the back of your hands is on the floor and the elbows are on the floor. So you're into this cactus position. The elbows are on the level of the shoulders. We're just giving our chest a moment to open up. So bring the attention to the sensations in the front of your chest. And let the breath take up space in your belly, in your ribs, in your chest. The breath moves easily in and out of the nostrils. But it's a little bit longer, a little bit deeper than usual. We'll give you 2 or 3 more breaths here in position. And then with your next exhalation, let the eyes open if they are closed. Bring the knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze and a gentle rock side to side, massaging the lower back. Now slide the hands behind the knees and start to rock yourself up and down the length of the spine. Gently rolling back all the way onto the top of the shoulders, and then rocking up as if you wanted to come up and sit, but then you change your mind and you roll back. Now with your next one, come all the way up into a seated position, and you can stay facing that same direction. I'm just going to turn so that you can see me. You can sit in a cross-legged position or in any other way that works for you. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and then interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. With the palms, reach up high towards the ceiling, lengthen the sides of the body, lengthen the spine, the top of the head. And then release the interlace of the fingers, and now take the hands behind your back. I'm going to turn so that you can see the movement. This is where you might want to use a strap. So if you want to try without the strap, you have the hands together and then you're moving them away from your lower back, drawing the shoulder blades one towards the other, down and in towards the spine. Now if this doesn't work for you, you can hold on to the strap or to whatever else you're using as a strap. Have your palms facing forwards and the hands a little bit wider than your hips. Then move the hands away from your back and draw the shoulder blades one towards the other. So however you're choosing to do this, we'll hold for another 2 or 3 breaths. Start to notice the space in the front of your chest, in the front of your shoulders. And wherever you are, draw your belly button a little bit in, tips of your rib cage a little bit down, and then release. Nice. Transition forwards into a tabletop position. And as you arrive into your tabletop position, walk back so that your feet are towards the back edge of your mat. Your knees are directly below your hips, and you take 2 big steps forwards with your hands. The hands are actively pressing down, the finger pads pressing into the ground, the arms engaged, and we drop the head towards the floor. The forehead can come down to the ground or it can stay lifted, but wherever you are, you're pressing actively with the hands into the floor. You're thinking of lengthening your spine and drawing the belly button in and up. Holding here 2 or 3 more breaths. And then from there, start to come out of the position. The hands come back underneath the shoulders. We tap the toes and lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. And as we arrive in down dog, let's have a little bit of time here to see how the body feels. If we need a little bit of movement on the spot, we take it. We might also need a little bit of movement into the neck to free it up, to let go of the weight of the head. Now when you're ready, resettle back into stillness in your downward facing dog. Hold it there, take a full inhalation, a complete exhalation. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you. Keep the pelvis square to the floor for now, and think of pressing up from the back of your right leg. Right side hamstrings press up towards the ceiling. Look forwards and step the right foot between the hands. Drop the back knee on the mat. And now as you lift, take the hands to your hips. Press down actively with your right foot. And think of lifting the lower belly up and lengthening your tailbone down. So as you keep that, reach your left arm up and above the head. With the right hand, you're on the right hip. And we'll take us a little side bend over to the right. Continue lengthening the tailbone down. Continue lifting the lower belly in and up. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, release the left hand on the floor. It's in line with the right foot. We'll lift the back knee and rotate to the right. So now lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Continue pressing down with your left hand. And now tap your right hand behind your back. Roll the shoulder back. Roll the back of the head a little bit back. Chest nice and spacious. 1 more breath here. Both hands to the ground and step it back into a downward facing dog. Hold your down dog, take a breath in. A complete breath out. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky again, keeping your pelvis level. Back of the left leg really strong and active. Both hands pressing down. Left foot steps forwards between the hands, right knee comes down. As you lift, take the hands to the hips for a moment. Lengthen your tailbone, lift the low belly. And then as you keep that, right arm above the head and right arm a little bit over to the side into a gentle side bend. As we release the pose here, right hand on the floor, directly underneath the right shoulder. We lift the right knee, press the right heel back. Left arm to the sky, one breath, and then tap the left hand behind your back. Roll the shoulder back, back of the head a little bit back. So you're spacious through the chest, the front of the throat. One more inhale. As you exhale, both hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Let's work into one simple vinyasa. Inhale, forwards for plank. Exhale, drop the knees, lowering one straight line, hips and chest down together. Open up into a small cobra, pulling back with the hands, squeezing in with the elbows, dropping down with the shoulders. Downward facing dog, exhale. Hold your down dog, take a breath in. Complete breath out. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Keep your pelvis square again, right foot steps forwards. Now this time, keep your back knee on the floor, lift up into a low lunge, and with your right foot, press actively into the floor. Think of grounding the right big toe, the right heel. Push down with your left knee, and now imagine that you're attracting one thing towards the other. So as if the right foot was pulling back, the left knee was moving forwards, and the two were attracting one towards the other, like two magnets. Keep that activation, keep it, and interlace the fingers behind your back. Move the hands away from the lower back, squeeze the back of the shoulders, or use a belt like we did earlier. So if you are using a belt, your palms are facing forwards, you're holding onto it, and then moving the hands away from your back, drawing the tips of the shoulders, shoulder blades together, and down. Inhale, now reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Hold it there, inhale. Exhale completely. Left leg lifts to the sky, breathing in. Left foot steps forwards between the hands, right knee to the ground. Again, lift and think of pressing down your left foot, pulling it in. Press down your right knee as if you wanted to pull it forwards. The two things are moving one towards the other. Keep it, reach the arms back, interlace and squeeze back of the shoulders together. As you keep that now, you're opening up the front of your chest and shoulders, you're drawing the navel towards the spine. Hold it, inhale, exhale. Breathing in, release the arms overhead. Breathing out, the hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Now we'll introduce the vinyasa that we're going to work with the most today in our practice. So forwards into plank on the inhale, drop the knees and lower all the way with control, exhale. Interlace the fingers, your elbows are a little bit forwards of your shoulders, you're into a sphinx position. Your chest is forwards, your hands for today are together. Open up the front of your chest, shoulders down, and then from here start to lift your belly. Lift the front of the pelvis, the front of the hips and thighs. Press down with the forearms, press down with the knees, pull up through the lower belly, and slowly roll down thighs. Front of the pelvis and abdomen. Open up the chest, inhale, shoulders down. Exhale, roll the lower belly up. Front of the pelvis and thighs, tap the toes, lift the knees, you're into a long forearm plank. Top of the head reaches forwards, heels reach back. Drop the knees, slowly drop the thighs, the pelvis and the belly. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, release to the ground. Hands under shoulders, come up into a small cobra, pull back with the hands, squeeze in with the elbows. Sit back, child's pose. Couple of breaths into child's pose. And then press the hands into the floor and lift up into a downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, lift the right leg up and back behind you, 3-leg downward facing dog. Step the right foot forwards, this time keep the back knee lifted. Press down both feet and slowly come up. Stop for a moment with the hands at the hips, put a little bend into your back knee. And now, just like we did earlier, think of pulling the 2 feet, one towards the other. So you're squeezing, right foot moves back energetically, left foot moves forwards energetically. Hold that, interlace the fingers, move them back. Open up the chest, Draw the lower belly in and up, the belly button towards the spine. So it's a very active high lunge position. If you start to shaking your leg, just know that that's pretty normal. I'm shaking too. Hold it, breathe. And then with the next inhale, we lift the arms up. Exhale the hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Let's try it on the other side. Left leg up, breathing in. Left foot steps forwards, keep the back knee lifted. Press down to come up. Hands down to the hips. We put a little bend into the right knee. The feet squeeze one towards the other. Glutes are engaged, thigh muscles engaged. Interlace the fingers, open up the chest. As you open up the chest, draw in front of the abdomen, navel in, low belly up. Hold it, breathe. Good, next inhale, the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands down, step it back, downward facing dog. One more time into our vinyasa together. Forwards for plank. If you lower with the knees off the ground, make sure you lower slow, controlled, in one straight line. Forearms forwards, interlace the fingers. Don't let the elbows go too wide. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, slowly roll up. Front of the belly, pelvis and thighs lift, you're on the knees. Your tailbone is tucked, your upper back is wide and broad. And then we slowly roll the thighs down, belly, and looking forwards, inhale. Exhale, as you roll up, tuck the toes, lift the knees, forearm plank. With the heels reach back, with the belly pull up, and drop the knees, slowly lower, thighs. Front of the pelvis and belly. Open up the chest, inhale. All the way down, exhale. Hands on the shoulders, breathing in cobra. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog, take a full breath in. Complete breath out. On your next inhale, bend the knees and look forward. Step or lightly hop all the way to the front of the mat. Coming up halfway, torso parallel to the ground. Feel your back muscles working, your side body lengthening. And exhale and fold. Release. Breathing in, we're up to standing. Reach up, get really long. Breathing out, hands into prayer. Give yourself a full inhale. Complete exhale. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. Fold forwards with control, exhale. Slide the hands to your shins, lift and lengthen. Sides of the body long, back strong. Exhale and fold. Inhale, up to standing, feet pressed down. Bottom of your glutes engaged as you reach up. Hands into prayer, exhale. One more like this, arms up, inhale. Fold forwards and down, exhale. As you lift and lengthen, you're nice and high. Shoulders as high as the hips. Exhale and fold, release. Inhale, the feet ground you down. Lower part of your glutes active, we reach up and lengthen. Hands into prayer, exhale. Hold it here, take a breath in. A complete breath out. Next inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen. Fold, slow, control. Coming up halfway, chest forwards, hips back. Hands to the mat, step your right foot back, right knee to the mat. Pull the front foot back, the back knee forwards, reach the arms up, bend the elbows into cactus. Take the elbows a little bit behind you, expand the chest, draw the shoulder blades together, and then release the hands, downward facing dog. Full breath into down dog. Complete exhale. Breathing in, right leg lifts to the sky. Pelvis level, back of the right thigh working actively. Step the right foot forwards, drop the back knee down. Remember to pull front foot back, back knee forwards, inhale. Bend the elbows, cactus, exhale. Draw the shoulder blades together, open up the chest, inhale. Hands to the mat, step forwards and fold, exhale. Lift and lengthen, feel the length in your spine. Exhale and fold, release. Inhaling up to standing, reach up, look up. Mountain pose, exhaling. Same thing, second side, arms up, inhale. Fold forwards and down, exhale. Lift the chest, get really long. Hands to the mat, step left foot back. Drop the back knee, inhale, pull foot towards knee towards foot. Bend the elbows, exhale. Open the chest a little bit more, inhale, maybe looking up, expand. Hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog, take a breath in. Complete breath out. Breathing in the left leg to the sky. Left foot steps forwards, back knee down. Working on pulling together, front foot, back knee. Bend the elbows, exhale. Inhale, expand even more, maybe looking up. Hold it. Release the hands, step forwards and forward fold. Lift the chest, get long. Exhale, empty the lungs, release. On the inhale, we're up to standing. Bottom part of the glutes active, fingers reach up. Hands into prayer, exhale. Now into high lunge, inhale, arms up. Fold forwards and down, lower belly in. Lift and lengthen, elongate the sides of the body. Hands to the mat, step right foot back into a high lunge. Arms up, inhale. Back knee a little bit bent. Press the feet down and think of squeezing them together. Interlace the fingers behind the back, squeeze the back of the shoulders, open up the chest. Maybe looking up if that doesn't bother your balance too much. Arms reach up, inhale, back to center. Hands to the mat, step it back, this time into plank position. Hold your plank at the top. Thigh muscles active, lower belly in. Exhale, lower with control, all the way down. Same vinyasa we did earlier. Interlace the fingers, inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, slowly roll up, stop onto the knees. Tailbone tacked, upper back straight. Roll back down, slow, controlled. Open up the chest, inhale. Roll back up. This time tuck the toes, lift the knees, forearm plank and hold. Breathe. As you exhale, drop the knees. Slowly down, thighs, pelvis, belly. Open the chest, inhale. Lower to the mat, exhale. Hands on the shoulders, breathing in cobra. Shoulders back and down. Downward facing, exhale. Hold your down dog, take a breath in. Complete breath out. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. 3-leg down dog for now, still working with the pelvis square. Step the right foot forwards, back knee stays lifted. As you lift, put a little bend into your back knee. Pull the feet one towards the other like magnets. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the elbows bend. Maybe we open up a little more through the front of the chest and look up. Hands to the mat, step it forwards and fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Fold and release, exhale. Up to standing, inhale, reach up, look up. Mountain pose, exhale. Same, second side, arms up, inhale. Empty the lungs completely as you fold. Feel the lungs all the way up as you lengthen, parallel to the floor. Hands down, left foot back. Put a little bend into your back knee, attract the feet like magnets, one towards the other. Bend the elbows, open up the chest, maybe looking up. Hands to the floor, step it back into plank position. Hold your plank, inhale. Lower with control, exhale. Forearms forwards, interlace the fingers. Inhale for Sphinx. Press the front of the feet down, front of the thighs, pubic bone down. Open up the chest and start to roll belly. Thighs, stop on the knees, press the forearms down. Slowly lower thighs, front of the pelvis, belly, inhale. Exhale, lift all the way up into a forearm plank. Press the forearms down actively, get really long. Top of the head forwards, heels reach back. Inner thighs active, front of the thighs super strong. Drop the knees, slowly roll thighs, pelvis and belly, inhale, look forwards, shoulders down. Release, exhale. Hands by your chest, breathing in cobra. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog. One breath in through the nostrils. Complete breath out of the nostrils. Lift your left leg on the inhalation. Step the left foot forwards. Keep the back knee a little bit bent. Arms up, inhale. One more cactus, open up the chest. Hold it. On your next exhale, hands to the floor, step forwards and fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Fold and release, exhale. Active standing, feet push down. Lower part of the glutes active, fingers reach up. Hands in prayer, exhale. Separate the feet hip distance apart. One hand to belly, one hand to chest. Close the eyes. Notice the rhythm of your breathing. And allow it to slow down. Last 2 cycles of breath here. Next time you exhale, release the arms down, open the eyes. Breathing in, reach the arms, get really long. Breathing out, fold forwards and down. Lift your chest, send your ribs forwards, your hips back. Hands to the mat, step back into plank pose. This time from your plank, pike the hips, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, take your feet a little bit forwards so that maybe your heels can get to the floor. Press down with the hands. And now pressing down actively with your left hand, start to come up on fingertips on your right hand. Walk your fingertips a little bit back towards the same side foot. And see if you can now take the fingers off the ground and touch your right shin. Press down with the left hand, pull up through the front of your belly, pull up through the front of the hips. Release back, downward facing dog. Press down your right hand. Come up on fingertips on your left hand. Walk the fingertips a little bit back towards the left foot. And then touching the same side shin. Hold it, press actively right hand. Lift hips, hold. Both hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Now go back with your feet a little bit, go into your normal size downward facing dog. With the right leg, lift up. This time roll the hips open, bend the top knee. Let your chest rotate a little bit over to your right. Step the right foot now outside of your right hand. So your toes are probably off the mat. Your heel is on the mat. And your toes are turned out about 45 degrees. Drop your back knee on the ground, lift your right hand, turn your chest over to your right. Now with the right hand, press your right thigh a little bit out. Push down with the left hand. You can stay as you are, or you can now bend your back knee. And if possible, you now reach back for your right foot. In fact, it's your left foot actually. Pull it back in towards the body. Roll the right shoulder back, open up your chest. Now still hold on to the foot, but press it back into the hand, move it away from the body. So as the foot moves away, the hand tries to pull it back. So continue to press one thing into the other. The foot wants to move back, the hand wants to move forwards. Hold it, keep rotating your chest. Open up the front of your chest, the front of your throat, hold it. And then release your left foot back to the ground, right hand back to the ground, step it back, downward facing dog. From your downward dog, shift forwards into plank. Roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. You're going to take the right foot behind you on the floor. You're onto the ball of your right foot. You're lifting your right hand and pivoting so your pelvis lifts up towards the ceiling. Your left foot is pointing back. A moment here into a wild thing position, and then release both hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog, take a full inhalation. A complete exhalation. Lift your left leg up into the air, inhale. Roll the hips open, bend the top knee. Chest tilts a little bit over to your left. From here, looking forward, step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Toes turn out to the side. We drop the right knee on the ground. We start to lift the left hand and press the left knee a little bit away. We open up the chest and turn to the left. Option to stay here. Option to now also bend your right knee, reach around and catch the foot. If you catch the foot, first move the foot in towards you. Open the chest to the front of your left shoulder. With the right hand, you're actively pushing down. You're not sinking into the right shoulder, but keeping it active. And then start to now press the foot into the hand, and with the hand, resist the foot escaping. As you press one thing into the other, hold the position strong. Very good. One last inhalation.
Both hands to the floor, release, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog, take a full inhale. Complete exhale. On your next inhale, come forwards, plank pose. We roll onto the outside edge of the right foot. The left foot goes to the floor behind you, onto the ball of the left foot. We're turning the right toes to point back. We're lifting the left arm to reach overhead. Lifting pelvis, push with the hand, push with the feet, and then come back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a breath into down dog. Exhale, drop the knees, sit back, child's pose. Couple of breaths into child's pose. Nice. From your child pose, reach the hands back down into the floor, lift the pelvis, downward facing dog. We continue working into our balance here for a little bit longer. So step your feet a little bit further forwards, press the hands, press the feet. And then again, lift your right hand so you're up on fingertips. Everything else is strongly pressing into the floor. Start to walk your right hand towards your right shin. You might want to stop here. If you can, now press down your right foot and your left hand. See if you can afford taking the left foot off the ground, lifting the leg into a three-leg downward facing dog. If you lift the leg, your pelvis is staying square, the back of your left thigh is super strong, and then come back into your normal downward facing dog, just a little bit shorter than usual. We repeat it on the second side. Come up on fingertips on your left hand, walk the fingertips back. Left hand to the same side shin. We can stay here or now see if we can also lift the right leg. We need to continue pushing down everything that's on the ground super strongly. We need especially to be strong and active through the right hand, as if you wanted to squeeze the floor. Continue lifting actively through your right side hamstrings, keeping your pelvis level, and then come back, this time into your normal downward dog, so take your feet a little bit back. On your next inhalation, lift your right leg up. Step the right foot forwards between the hands. Turn and round your back foot. So you're setting up for your warrior two position. Your right knee tracks in line with the middle of your right foot. Outside edge of your left foot parallel to the back edge of your mat. The gaze goes to your right middle finger. We bend deep into the right knee. As we hold it here, steady gaze and steady breathing. Drop your right forearm onto the right thigh, left arm overhead into a diagonal line. Continue to find space and distance between your left middle finger and the outside edge of your left foot. Be as long as you can there into the side of the body. Take your left hand to your left hip, a little step forwards with your left foot towards your front foot. Now you might want to use a block for this one. The block is forwards off the right foot, it's a little bit over to the right. We have the block directly underneath the right shoulder. We lift the left leg. It's nice and high as it can go. Now, option one would be to stay here. We are looking down, we're trying to find our balance here. Otherwise, left knee comes into the chest. With the left hand, we catch the left foot, we take it back behind us, and we expand, moving the foot away from the body. We expand the chest, front of the hip, over to the side. We can continue looking down, or we can look onto the side. Now really moving slow, control, bend your standing leg, let go of the foot, and transition into a warrior two position. Hold your warrior, take a breath in. Exhale, release the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Option to take a child pose. Option to stay in down dog. For anyone who wants to work a little bit more, shift forwards, plank. Lower with control to the floor, exhale. We shift forwards into Sphinx, inhale. Exhale, roll up onto your knees. Tuck tailbone, spread your upper back. Slowly roll down, stay into Sphinx, open the chest, inhale. Roll back up, this time into Forearm Plank, hold it. From Forearm Plank, walk your feet in, hike your hips. As if you were doing down dog here, your heels are really high off the floor, you're pressing down with the forearms, you're looking back and through the feet. Your head is probably off the floor, we're keeping it that way. We push down with the forearms actively into the floor. hold it, and then walk your feet back. Plank pose, inhale, knees down, slowly release. Sphinx, open up your chest, drop your shoulders. Release to the ground, hands on your shoulders. We come up into a little cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Hold it down dog, catch your breath. We're repeating the same sequence on the other side. Left leg up, inhale. Left foot steps forwards, turn and ground your back foot. Push down with the feet. Lift the arms, warrior two. As we hold in a warrior, with the fingers reach away from your shoulders. Set the gaze at your left middle finger, hold it. Now the left forearm onto the left thigh. Right arm up and overhead, get long. As you hold it here, focus on the length into the entire right side body. Good. From here, bring your right hand to your right hip. Take a step forwards with your right foot. Maybe we use a block. I quite like using the block. So block underneath the left shoulder, right leg lifts nice and high. Remember, option 1 would be to stay here. Option 2, we take the right knee into the chest. We catch the foot, take it back behind you and open up, expand. So you're into a back bend, you're expanding the front of your right hip, belly, chest. Your head goes a little bit back. One more inhalation. And then bend your standing legs, slowly step back. Warrior two position, hold. Release the hands, step all the way back, downward facing dog. Now, child's pose is probably what I would like to do here right now. But if you want to hold down dog or come with me and take a vinyasa, let's do that. Forwards on the inhale. Lower with control, exhale. Shift forwards. Forearms forwards into Sphinx, hands together, inhale. Roll up, only onto your knees for now. Keep the front of your abdomen strong and slowly roll back down. Open up the chest, inhale. Rolling all the way up into your forearm plank, exhale. Hold forearm plank for another moment and then walk your feet forwards towards your elbows, relax the head down, lift your hips as high as you can. For any of you who want to work a little bit more here still, make sure you're pushing down with the forearms actively. Lift your right leg up into a 3-leg dolphin pose. Make sure your forearms are strongly pressing down, you're not collapsing into your shoulders. Drop your right foot down, switch. If you're still with me, well done. If you're in child's pose, that's where I would want to be anyway. Drop both feet down, walk back, forearm plank. Drop the knees, slowly roll down, Sphinx, inhale. To the floor, exhale. Hands on their shoulders, cobra. Downward facing dog, exhale. Hold your down dog, take a full breath in. Complete breath out. Full breath in. Complete breath out. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. 3-leg downward facing dog. Right foot steps forwards between the hands. Now turn and ground your back foot so you're into a warrior one setup. I like to take my feet quite wide apart, so the right foot maybe walks a little bit more out to the right side of your mat, the left foot a little bit more out to the left side of the mat, and we have that left heel on the ground. Front knee bend, back leg straight. On the next inhale, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, squeeze the back of the shoulders as we open up the front of the chest, growing through the front of the ribs. Holding warrior one, inhale. Exhale completely. On your next inhale, prepare. We shift forwards for warrior three. Start to come forwards. Body weight into your right foot, we lift the left foot. And start to make a long line from the head to the left foot. Trying to keep our pelvis square as much as possible, our shoulder blades together, and our shoulders away from the ears. One more inhale for warrior three. Step back into a warrior one. So drop your left heel, reach the arms up, inhale. Hands to the floor, step back. Downward facing dog, exhale. Hold your down dog, steady breathing. Complete exhalation. Left foot lifts to the sky, inhale. Left foot steps forwards, turning around your right foot. Push down. Inhale, we lift. Warrior one position. Feel the connection of the outside edge of your right foot with the floor. Squeeze the back of the shoulders, open up your chest. Inhale. Notice how the top of the head is right on top of your pelvis. We're not hinging forwards right now. We're keeping that strong column from the head to the base of the spine. And then from here, the hands move away, shoulder blades squeeze. Now we start to hinge forwards for a warrior three. The back foot lifts. We get really long here. From the head to the ball of the right foot. Super long and strong. Try and keep our breath steady. Our gaze steady and fixed on one point. Now step it back. Warrior one, arms up. Hands to the floor, step all the way back. Downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale fully. Exhale, drop the knees and sit back onto your heels. Now if sitting on your heels doesn't work for you, you could try putting a block elevating your hips. And if that still doesn't work, just take a seat however you want. Press the hands onto your thighs, close the eyes. Let the breath slow down. Now allow your eyes to open. You can stay seated, just watch for the first round of this next pose. So we're going to come up in a moment. We'll do it together again, but I just want to see you. I just want you to see me actually. So let's do this one with the toes pointing back for this first round. So we have the arms alongside the body, or maybe the hands on the front of the thighs. We want to engage the bottom part of the glutes. We want to drop the front ribs down, pull up the front of your hip points, the front of your pelvis. So we're shortening the distance here between ribs and pelvis. Glutes engaged. Thighs strong. We keep that long line, ideally, one long line from the head to the space between the knees. We just take it back diagonally. We try not to break that line. We go back just as far as we can go back. And then we come back up into that same straight line. So let's do it together. If you need padding underneath your knees, something soft underneath your knees will help with that. So again, we have the toes pointing back for now. Hands onto the side of your thighs, glutes strong, active through your front core. Breath in. Exhale as you hinge back. Try your best not to break the line. Lift yourself all the way back up without breaking the line. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale, hinge back. Lift yourself all the way back up and take a seat on your heels. So I'm going to show you the next part of this. We'll enter Camel Pose from this position. It's just a different entry to the usual, but you might find that actually works well for you. So let's give it a go. So this time we need to tuck your toes under, unless you know that you can totally do it with your toes pointing back. And if you know that, that's great. Otherwise, toes tucked under, just so that the heels are easier for us to reach. Hands either side of the body, remember, glutes strong, front of core strong. Inhale. Hinge back, exhale. With your hands, reach for your heels. If you can find them now, push your hips forwards. Look up. As we look up, we're keeping the front of the neck active. So we're working those muscles into the front of our neck, which often are just so weak that they get tight. So work them. Keep your head up. And then to come out, send your pelvis back. Find that same diagonal line. Come out of the position in that same diagonal line. So we'll do this one more time together. You can choose if you want to go toes pointing back. You'll just have a little bit further to reach. A breath in. As we go back, glutes, abdomen strong. Find your heels. As you find your heels, push your hips forward. Look up. Think of really expanding your chest, lifting your ribs away from your pelvis. Squeezing the back of the shoulders together, that we've been doing for a lot of the class today. And then to come out, hips go back. Find that same diagonal line. Reach out of the position, take a seat. Sit however you're most comfortable. Close the eyes, rest the hands on your thighs or on your knees, and breathe. Let the breath be slow. Let it get a little bit longer. Allow the eyes to now open, shift the legs forwards, and take a seat. So from here, roll onto your back. As you roll onto your back, we'll do a couple of rounds of bridge pose. If you know that you're really happy going up into another type of back bend, you can take this time to do that. Otherwise, simple couple of rounds of bridge. Breath in, we prepare. Breath out, we press the feet down, we lift the pelvis and the spine. Let's interlace the fingers, shuffle the shoulders under again, working on that squeeze of the shoulder blades together, puffing the chest up, we lift the pelvis. You want to feel the big toes pressing down, the heels pressing down, and the pinky toe side of each foot grounding. One more inhalation in your bridge. Now release the hands and super slowly roll the spine down. Imagine you're doing this in slow motion. Give yourself a breath with the feet on the floor, the spine in a neutral position. One final back bend, inhale. Push down to come up, exhale. Interlace the fingers, shuffle the shoulders, as if you wanted to hide the shoulders away and underneath you, and then press down with your feet. Two more slow breaths here. Again, first release the arms, then release the spine in slow motion, feeling each part of your spine coming down, little by little. Once you're all the way on the floor, take the feet a little wider apart, knees together, hands on the belly, and breathe. Let the breath now be slow and steady. The belly be soft and relaxed. Couple of more breaths here. Just releasing all the work we've done. Starting to slow things down to ease into our relaxation shortly. And now bring your right knee into the chest. Give it a little squeeze, bring your left knee into the chest, rock a little bit side to side. And then keep just your right knee into the chest, release the left leg to the floor. We'll go into a twist, we'll move into stages. You can stay with phase 1, you can move into phase 2 and 3 if you wish, up to you. So take your left hand on the right knee. Right knee goes across the body into a simple twist. Totally fine to stay here. You let the right shoulder move in the direction of the floor, the head turn to the right. Option 2 would be to bend your left leg. Now reach with a hand, right hand catches the left foot. If that works for you, it works. If it doesn't, no bother. Really straighten your left leg. Now, anyone who's going for phase 3, you straighten the right leg out to the side, kick anything away from you. And we hold the position here for a good 30 seconds. So let your eyes close. I'll let you know when it's time to come out of this position. Start to notice the points of contact of your body with the ground. Notice the sensation as the body is grounded and supported. And it starts to release all the dynamic work we've done today. We now gently bring the right knee back in. As we switch sides, we bring the left knee into the chest, the right leg is extended to the front of the mat. Right hand is on the left knee, we go across into a simple twist. Maybe we stay with this simple twist. Maybe we bend the right knee and catch the foot with the opposite hand, or even straighten the left leg out to the side. We let the left shoulder drop towards the mat and turn the head over to the left. Let the eyes be soft, the inside of your mouth be soft. Let this be as effortless as possible. So choose a variation that really works for you and it doesn't require to work super hard. You're letting go of all of that hard work, just now ease into simplicity. Let's come out of the pose, really bend your left knee, bring it back into the chest. If you need a moment with both knees into the chest or any other final movements so that your body can then settle into relaxation, take the last 10-15 seconds to do whatever you need to do. Whenever you're ready, settle into Shavasana. You can do Shavasana resting on your back in the traditional way. If you are uncomfortable for any reason in this position, you need to take it on your side, or even come up into a seated position, just wherever allows you to be comfortable. That's the most important thing. So once you're settled on your back, let your eyes close. Start to feel the back of your head releasing into the ground. Let the back of the skull be heavy. Move your attention to the points of contact of the back of your shoulders with the ground. Let them now sink down and relax. Back of your arms are heavy. Back of your hands grounded. Bring your attention to the right side of your back. Notice its points of contact with the floor. The left side of your back. Notice its points of contact with the floor. Back of the pelvis. The back of the right leg, the right heel. The back of your left leg, your left heel. And allow everything that is touching the ground to feel heavy and to release completely. Imagine each time you exhale is an opportunity to allow the back of the body to sink further down into the ground. As the back of the body releases completely, front of the body begins to melt. Muscles of the face relax. From the space between the eyebrows to the forehead, temples and the sides of the head, the inside of the mouth, the neck, the chest. The rib cage, the belly, front of the pelvis and thighs, lower legs and feet. The whole body is soft and relaxed. There is nothing else the body has to do right now. Allow it to be still, to be completely free from any unnecessary tension. Let go of all the work you've done today. As we allow the body to stay in the state of relaxation, the mind is calm. But we know that it's the mind's job to think. You can simply become aware of the activity of the mind without trying to actually change anything. Just simply notice where the mind is. And once we've noticed the activity of the mind, start to bring the attention to the breath. You observe the breath coming and going. And we let the mind point its attention to the breath. We ask the mind to continue to observe the breath, noticing the breath that comes in, the breath that goes out. Just like a witness watching from outside, become aware of your body in a state of relaxation. Notice the sensations of the body in this state of complete relaxation. Make the most of the last few moments here, allowing the body to be still, the mind to continue to observe the breath coming and going. Start to deepen the inhalations. Lengthen the exhalations. And as the breath begins to deepen, the body starts to gently awaken. You bring some movement back into your hands, into your feet. Maybe even reach the arms overhead for a full body stretch. As if you were just waking up from a long night's sleep. And gently roll over onto one side. Using the hands to help, come up into a seated position of your choice. Once you arrive into your seated position, join the hands together at the center of your chest. With a long inhale, we stretch the prayer up to the sky. With the next exhale, we bow down to the earth. Namaste. Thank you for taking the time to practice today. I hope you've enjoyed the class. I'm going to be here for the next few minutes, so take your time to just come out of that meditation, relaxation, and give yourself a little bit of time to awaken again. And whenever you're ready, if you have any questions or comments, you can type them in the chat here, in the chat of this video, and I will be able to see your messages, to reply to any questions, and also if any of the poses weren't clear, if you want to see something again, just let me know in the comments and I can show you again. Otherwise, any other questions that maybe come to you later, you know how to get in touch. You can do it with a message here on YouTube, but you can also contact me via my website. You could contact me via all my social media. It's Yoga with Ganda on Facebook, on Instagram. So do get in touch if you have questions. What I would like you to tell me now, and you can do it with the poll that's linked down here in the video description, is if next week you would like a class on Saturday, Sunday or Monday. I'm asking because, as you know, Sunday is Easter Sunday, so I'm not sure that's going to work for all of us. So let me know what your preference is, and that way I can then see who votes for what day, and then let me know whenever we're doing the next video. So I'm going to post, of course, on my website, post a new date there. So it's in the online classes section of my website. I'm also going to post on Facebook and YouTube, so sorry, on Facebook and Instagram, so you can find all the information, I'm sure. If you are on my newsletter, I will let you know that way as well. So yes, find the link for the poll. Also in the video description, you have a chance to click on the donation link if you would like to make a donation for this video. It's really appreciated. And you probably know that next week I'm also launching some classes on Zoom. Now the difference with those classes is that I will actually be able to see you filming yourself. So as you do your practice, we'll do it together, and I will be able to see you, to correct you, to help you with, just as if we were in a real live class. This is all quite new, so we're in it together. I'll send you some tips if you are joining on the Zoom classes. If you'd like more information about them, you can find them on my website, www.yogawithganda.com/online-classes. All the links are in the video description. This video is also going to be available for you to rewatch, redo this practice if you like, so you'll find it here on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now. I'm going to have a look at your comments and messages. Okay. So I can see that we had some sound issues earlier. Sorry about that. We had some sound issues at the beginning of the class, so yeah. We then had to go with a different microphone, and maybe that's what happened. But yes, so let me know when you would like the next class. I can see that there were no questions for the moment, so yeah. I'm going to watch out for anything that comes from you in the next few days. Do get in touch, and I hope to see you next week.